What up, everybody? Can you hear me? Is this going on? Is this going well already? I'm a little paranoid because I recorded a YouTube video about 2 weeks ago. I spent 3 hours recording this video, and literally, I look back at it, rewatch it, and there was no sound. The entire thing, no sound. It's good to be back. We're gonna wait for some people to get in here because if this was a comedy show, we would be calling this intimate. It's funny. I talk a lot about hip hop, but you guys also know I do comedy, so I think I'm gonna drift a little bit more into the comedy side as well too, putting on more sketches and all that stuff. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Good. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna. I have no one in the chat, so I'm just gonna talk to myself right now. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm getting excited. I hope you guys liked my Joe Budden thumbnail. I've used yes, and yes, I have used that thumbnail more than once. More than once. The headband thumbnail is my favorite thumbnail to make. Because not only is it hysterical, it's like the funniest thing I think in the world. I'll be honest with you. Not only is it hysterical, but it also reminds me of this one sacred rule, when it comes to anybody who's trying to get into entertainment or anything. It reminds me of this sacred rule. And this sacred rule is, even if you are successful, you can still make mistakes, you know? And look at Joe Budden, one of the most successful podcasters in the world, great rapper, tremendous lyricist, great stuff. Also, one of the dumbest motherfuckers to ever get on a basketball court and rock a three-prong headband. I don't know what to even call it. It's a thong. It's like a thong headband thong thing. Uh, it was. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to use the word diabolical, but what he did that day in front of that camera was sick and disgusting. and, and I almost thank him for it. I almost thank him for it. It lets me know to always keep my head above water, and that even if I'm dressed goofy in a picture, there might always be something over the horizon. And speaking of making mistakes and Joe Budden, I think we should just go right into it. I guess we can just do this right now. Some of you guys, who are fans of this show and fans of Joe Budden, probably already seen the drama. But yeah, if you don't know, man, if you don't know, Joe Budden is currently in the doghouse. He's in the 50 Cent doghouse, I would say, because if you haven't seen his latest episode of the Joe Budden podcast, I haven't seen it. I just watched clips. Honestly, I used to watch Joe's show a lot, and then all of a sudden, you know what it was? It was the Drake beef. Well, I already didn't like it that much. Like, I liked it, but it would just get annoying to me because I feel like Joe Budden, he's one of those people who's like, he's really funny, and I like his takes. He has a lot of like real takes, even if I don't agree with him. It's like, all right, I see where you're coming from with that take. But on top of that, I always felt like he held a little bit of like resentment for other rappers. You know what I mean? Especially the younger guys or like the newer guys who had come out from like 2010 on. He always had some like weird sort of resentment. And I think it's because Joe was, back when he came out in like the early 2000s and stuff and was like really popping, he was somebody who kind of pioneered the vulnerability raps, you know, the stuff that got Drake famous and, continues to help Kendrick as, he's doing right now, talking about what's going on like deep inside, and for a long time, people used to like shit on Joe for it. I think it really hurt his marketability. And I don't even think the listener didn't like it. I just think genuinely like executives were like, yeah, that's not how hip hop goes. You wear baggy pants and you shoot people. You don't talk about your girl leaving you. Okay. That's how it goes, But I think so, for him, he didn't really survive in that time. And he's somebody who I think would have really done really well in this era. And I think he knows he would have done really well in this era. And so he's just like pissed off. Like, That's why he doesn't respect people like Logic and like, really like Lil Yachty or anybody, and Drake and stuff and everything. The only people he does like in hip hop are the people that like, are great. They're fantastic lyricists, but they also spark a lot of problems. He doesn't like people who are just like chilling and just doing their own thing and just being vulnerable and whatever. And I think that's because he's just like, bro, I was you. Like if I was young at this time, I could be doing circles around your career right now. You're nothing to me. And he's kept this attitude for a long time, and I fuck with that attitude. But sometimes it just gets to be too much to watch it on screen because, like, all right, this nigga's a hater, bro. Especially with Logic, it's like Logic's not even that famous, bro, and you're like just randomly shitting on him. It's like why, you know? But I think today is a monumental day. It's a monumental day. Why? Why is it a monumental day? I'm gonna do a patented spin around. Why is it a monumental day? Because Joe Budden just came at 50 Cent. And this is a crazy thing. For those of you who don't know, 50 Cent's wild antics, always on the internet. He's one of those people who you just don't want to mess with. 50 Cent has to be by far the most pettiest rapper, most petty person I think I've ever encountered or witnessed in human life, like ever. I've never seen anything like 50 Cent. I mean, the dude, doesn't like Rick Ross, and then he goes and films films a sex tape with Rick Ross's baby moms and then sells it. He's that type of guy. And for some reason, maybe it's because, Joe's coming off this fresh Drake win, because if we're talking about Drake, he kind of went in and like called every little bit of it before it happened. I gotta give that to him. I think maybe that inflated his head a little because he's been coming at 50 Cent, and he pretty much had this to say. He said 50 Cent needs therapy, which is true. I don't think I've heard anything truer. I think I love 50 Cent. I love watching him be a piece of shit, but the man is mentally deranged. At this point, I've never. It's a mentally ill level of pettiness that he has. But he said that 50 Cent needs to go to therapy, and he was referring to the death of Irv Gotti. R.I.P. to Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti, if you don't know, I keep saying if you don't know, but that I don't know any other sentence to introduce things. Irv Gotti, founder of Murder Inc., passed away recently, and with 50 Cent, 50 Cent and Irv, they never got along. They never ever got along, especially during the 50 Cent Ja Rule beef. It was a thing. It was a lot, man. Apparently, allegedly, they maybe even like helped 50 get shot. People are throwing that around. I don't know if that's a true rumor, but they may have been involved with that. When the 50 Cent Ja Rule thing was happening, they supposedly stabbed him up a little bit. This is coming from Irv Gotti's mouth. They don't get along. So when Irv Gotti passed away, here comes 50 Cent with like a little fake tombstone going, oh, rest in peace to Irv. It's a shame he didn't get to see my TV shows. It's a shame he didn't get to see this. He's basically just listing off all his accolades and different stuff like that, and kind of promoting every new project he was thinking of doing, uh, which is just nuts. I'll be real with you. Just fucking nuts, man. So Joe Budden, he had something to say about that. He was just saying that it was in poor taste, and I believe that, man. I definitely believe that it was in absolutely horrible taste, the worst taste you could ever have. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that I don't like, and I can be a very petty person. But if someone dies, I'm not getting a fake tombstone and then saying how much they will be missed and how much of my new products that are coming out, how much it's going to suck that they're not going to be able to take in all my new products. That is a that is a Hiroshima atom bomb level of petty. I don't think I have it in me. I honestly don't think I have it in me. And it's going to be interesting because this happened. Joe Budden dropped this podcast clip like only maybe like 8, 9 hours ago. And literally within the first 2 hours, 50 Cent already dropped a post about it. And Joe Budden commented on it too, which is funny. So he's attentive. He's there. He's right there, bro. He's right fucking there. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Uh, and I don't know what's gonna happen because I feel like both of them are just like petty, weird guys with nothing to do. Like Joe, he has his podcast and everything, and of course, 50 Cent is this media mogul. But the way that their pettiness operates, it almost seems as if these are just like two 13-year-olds who, who live at home and are just behind a computer trolling each other. Like it's like they're weird, man. I don't know what's happening in hip hop right now. You know, there's such a negativity going on in hip hop, and it's kind of ironic to say that because I feel like there's so much negativity that flows through hip hop when it comes to the music and stuff like that. But a lot of the negativity was more of like, oh, this is the environment that I come from, and it's kind of like, I'm for myself. I got to do what I got to do for myself to bring myself up and to bring my people up and everything like that. It was, it was different, just people being hungry, but this is like, yeah, we ate and we still hate each other. That's what hip hop is doing right now. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like I feel like so much of it is just so much less entertaining than it used to be, you know? And it's like I love the lyrics, but it's just like I don't know. I just need distance from the drama. Maybe I'm paying too much attention to it because of this whole channel and everything, but I need a distance from the drama, man. Sometimes you need to put on those headphones and throw on a little Cave Town, a little bit of the Strokes or something, just to cleanse your palate, because you're gonna lose your mind. If you only focus on hip hop, especially in this year, you're gonna go insane. You're gonna end up beating somebody to death. That's how fucking crazy this shit is, man. I mean, you have the Kendrick and Drake shit, sure, whatever, but then now you have this Joe Budden shit, and then every little blog I see is about two people beefing with each other that are about to shoot each other, beat each other up. They fucked somebody's baby moms, whatever. It's like, why can't you niggas just get along? Why can't you just get along or don't get along with each other at all, but just like not fuck with each other, you know? Just like keep at a distance. I don't understand what this shit is, man. I really hope this sound is working. The light is on. This thing's plugged in. I'm really hoping this sound is working, man. Glad we got one person as a viewer in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for checking this out. Clap it up for yourself. I appreciate the support, my guy. Appreciate the support. I keep hitting this shit. We are small but mighty. Hey, now we got two people. Look at that. Hey, what's good, man? What's good, buddy? Yeah, man. I know it's been a while because I was, before I did my last live, I was gonna head to Jamaica and everything. I gotta give you the lowdown on Jamaica. I wanted to live stream out there, bro. But as you know, if you've ever been to Jamaica, or you ever been to certain countries, they're not really on the up and up in the same way that America is. There's not really like a Starbucks that I could go to with like free Wi-Fi. There was like one, but there's literally like one in town. I had to go all the way, so I just didn't end up doing it and just ended up smoking weed all day. But great time, man. Fat Texas time. It's nothing better than just you know making space for yourself, for your mind, and just chilling out, man. What up? What up, Sir Nugs? I like that name. I like that name. That's a guy who's taking a one-way flight to Jamaica, man. Also, dude, I gotta tell you too, man. If you guys are ever going out there, I gotta give this place a shout out. So I stayed at a resort. Resort was cool, fun, all inclusive, whatever, cool, right? But after the resort, I went to a hostel, rolling up and that's exactly what I was doing, bro. Rolling up blunts all day out there, and the weed was fire too, man. You know, especially at this hostel that I went to, bro. Everybody was like vibing, man. It was like right in the heart of Montego Bay. Everybody just chilling out, people smoking. There's no Wi-Fi in the hostel, but there was Wi-Fi like on the outside, like the back patio, which actually was good. It kind of helped you, decompress a little bit. Shit was fire. But if you're ever out there, go to Mobe Koch. Mobe Koch. best hostel in Jamaica. That's a fact. And I'm not just saying that because she gave me free red stripe and free weed. But let's go back to this whole shit, man. While you guys are rolling up blunts, how are you guys doing, man? Because I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a minute. You know, glad some people are back enjoying the show. Doing great. That's great, man. Hell yeah. There's been, I was just talking about before you guys got here, I was just talking about the negativity that seems to be going on in hip hop, and how like hip hop always has some elements of negativity or some like battle elements, in the sense of like, I'm number one, no, I'm number one, you know? But it's gotten too crazy. I actually think that hip hop is losing the youth. I'll be real, which is crazy because hip hop used to be the shit that was basically built for the youth. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. I don't know if this shit is lagging or if people, the internet's funny out here, so my shit can be a little slow. But I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing real good. Glad to be back doing this. I made a promise to one of my subscribers, Dima, that I was going to be doing a live stream every single day for 1 week. We're going to see how it goes. We're gonna see if I gain some subscribers. We're gonna see if I learn how to do this better. Cause like I do stand up all day. All day, baby. Hell yeah. I told one of my homies from work that I was gonna be on here. So I wonder if you guys is one of him checking out. If so, shout out to the boy. But I'm trying to be out here, bro, all day. No, 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 not 24/7. Not 24/7. That'd be great. I got work. I can't do that. But I was thinking I was gonna do at least 1 hour every day, which I know is small compared to all these streamers. They'll be on for like, 5, 6, 7 hours, but they're also children. They're also small children. All right. They live in their parents' basement and shit, they wake up and they troll people all day. They have nothing to do. I actually have like a job and I have to pay rent, which sucks. But I didn't even think I was gonna do this shit today. I'll be honest with you. I told myself, I kept hyping myself up that I was gonna be doing this shit today. And once I got home, I was just like, fuck. 5 people. There we go. We going up, baby. We going up, baby. Six. Now we got six. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, yo, I need to do this shit every day, because usually it starts off small. Next thing I know, I got 20, 30 people in here, which isn't much, but we modest. We're a small group. We're an intimate group, man. And I fuck with you guys. Like, not for nothing, bro. I've made a lot of different videos and shit, man. And like a lot of people have checked me on this shit, bro. Different opinions on rappers and shit, but I like it. Like, bro, these people are like too big. Like people like DJ Academics and shit like that, or what is it, Screwface Jean, right? They're like too big, bro. They're like way too big. So it's like you can't touch them, you can't speak to them. I do like MF Doom. And yes, the person who hit me up before this, yes, this is day one. This is day one. So we're gonna be doing this till next Tuesday. And maybe even a little longer if I fuck with it. Tyler's your favorite rapper? Okay. I fuck with it. I fuck with it, man. Who is my favorite rapper? I feel like they switch, bro. You know? Hip hop, it's like weird. It's like it's so subjective, but then it's also you just get so sucked into certain people. Pause. Major pause. But you get like kind of pulled in to certain people's like albums, and then you just kind of like fall in love with their work for a long time. But I shift all over the place. It used to be Ye, and then and then he started getting a little drunk. He's still like he still is my favorite, kind of. He is the crash out. He's the crash out. He's the only non-homicidal crash out dummy. You know what I mean? Like usually when we say a crash out, somebody's in jail. We're talking Dirk, we're talking King Vaughn, you know what I mean? But he's a crash out, but he's like an internet crash out. He's somebody who I've never seen somebody alienate people on such a level. I go back and forth. I go back and forth. You guys call him Ye, or you guys call him Kanye? I call him Kanye. I call him Ye. I try to call him Ye just out of respect for people changing their names and shit like that. But at the same time, man, it's like, I don't know. There's a part of me, I'm like, bro, you're still Kanye West. Like, in order for us to really call you Ye, you got to do some dope shit when you're Ye. Does that make sense? You know? Like if we like there's the whole like Cassius Clay Muhammad Ali thing, and obviously everybody went to Muhammad Ali, and it's out of respect for Islam, sure. But it's also because Muhammad Ali is a way doper name than Cassius Clay. And when he was named Muhammad Ali, he was the one putting in that work. It's like Kanye was the one doing the rumble in the jungle, no pun intended. You know what I mean? He was the one, the dude fucking dropping everything, and everyone was a knockout punch. Kanye was a goat. Ye is like weird. Like Ye is weird. Like I feel like him switching his name from Kanye West to Ye was like the black dude version of like, a white girl cutting her hair. When you ever see those movies, right, where a white girl goes through something crazy and she starts like cutting off her bangs or whatever they call it, right? Right? That's like that's really what it is. Like when a black man changes his name, that's the same shit. It's like he went blonde. That's really all he's doing. It's superficial. If you don't change the name with the religion, then the name change is superficial. Unless you're like trans or something, then whatever. Um, I'll just keep it at that. Thank you. Ye is way worse than Kanye. And here's the thing, I still love the music. It's just like if he just pulled away all the other shit, I so many people would fuck with him. And yeah, the name Ye is worse. Like just as a whole name forever, bro. Just Ye. It's like he just does stupid shit, bro. He just does stupid shit. And it's like it's been too long of him doing stupid shit that it's just I can't deal with it anymore. Like I still listen to the music, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like my entire energy has like changed in regards to him. Like I still fuck with him. Like the album comes out, I'm gonna go through the album. Sure. I'm gonna listen to the album, but other than that, I'm not really giving it much. And it is all for clout. And I can sing plenty of Kanye songs, bro. I was fucking with Kanye before it was cool to fuck with Kanye. Like, I don't know what the age range of everybody who's watching this is, but I'm 33, born in 91. So in '04, I was in like, sixth or seventh grade when College Dropout actually dropped. And, people like to revise history now that they like all fucked with Kanye. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. Most people like my age, like, the younger generation that's getting into hip hop at that time, did not fuck with Kanye at all. They only fucked with 50 Cent. Kanye was like the soft one, the weird one, and he did songs like Talib Kweli and all that shit. I'm not singing shit, bro. I ain't no fucking slave out here. Yo, if you want me to sing, you better donate to that Cash App, boy. Donate to the Cash App. And I'm not monetized yet, so I don't even know if I can do that. If you want to, though, K Dot or Drake. I love both. I'm a bigger Drake fan. I am, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm really not, but I fuck with both heavy, man. I fuck with both heavy. I think once we look back past this shit, bro, like we're gonna see this as like one of the greatest times in hip hop because that was a feud that had been bubbling for 15 years, and then it finally actually happened, bro. So that's yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Hey, listen, you feel how you feel. There's plenty of songs that I could show you that would totally counteract that opinion of thinking Drake is men, but we can do it. Yeah, hey, you feel how you feel. And listen, it's the Kendrick victory lap time, dog. Yeah, if you think he's a better artist, you think he's a better artist. I think with K Dot, I'm actually loving how you guys are like really tapping in, like asking these questions because this is cool shit to talk about. I agree. Drake is a better pop artist, and Kendrick is, a better rap artist, I guess you could say. But at the same time, it's like it's tough, man. It's tough. Like I love both of them, and I love Kendrick a lot too. Like I mean, I've been listening to Kendrick since like Overly Dedicated and shit. I remember when he was originally on J Rock's song "All My Life." The one with Will I Am. I remember when he was on it first. So I've been watching Kendrick's career, what feels like my whole entire life. But my thing about Kendrick is that most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, listening to his music only takes you to one pit, only takes you to one place. You know what I mean? It usually makes you, like, for the most part, angry or sad. You know, to pimp a butterfly, easy, easy. This dick ain't free. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And like the boy from Compton said, this dick ain't free. That's a fact. Yo, K Dot, I mean, he kills it. He kills it. I love them both. I was actually thinking about putting out a video that was going to be top 10 Drake songs, top 10 songs every Drake hater needs to listen to. I feel like people would fuck with that. I feel like people would fuck with that heavy. The haters would listen to it just because of the curiosity, and then the others would just love it because they're like, oh fuck, I forgot about this song. You know, that's, to me, that's where like Drake is messing up right now, is just not giving people what they want. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, Good Kid, Mad City was his best. I can see that. I can see that. I do love Good Kid, Mad City, and it really takes you to a place. I mean, that's his real thing. Like, he's incredible, a generational artist, like, for real. But I just feel like a lot of times the feelings that he gives me when I listen to his music isn't a feeling that I want to feel all the time. Whereas, like, with Drake, there's a versatility to the feelings that can evoke from his stuff. Igor is a fantastic, Tyler the Creator album, man. Igor is really, really good. Was it Cherry Bomb, right? And Flower Boy. Flower Boy was another one. I think Flower Boy is where I really got into him. It's so funny seeing all these like rappers, like, and how huge and cemented they are now. Because I remember coming out in like high school, coming into high school, and just like all these guys were new. You know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, I know, coming out. Hey, chill, chill, chill. I was hoping you would notice that. I was just trying to go through it. You had to blow my spot. God damn, bro. But coming in to high school, all these guys were new, man. They were all new, bro. Like J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Odd Future, and I was a huge fan of hip hop back then. And I used to always wonder, like, damn, what was it like to be in high school when like Biggie dropped and everything? Little did I know I was living in what the future generation would be asking about too, because it was crazy. It was crazy. And I remember, and it also, just like how I said in the beginning of this video, being on the wrong side of history, bro. For real, like being on the wrong side of history. Because I remember when Odd Future came out, guess what? I didn't really fuck with it that much. I didn't. I did not fuck with it that much. They're great. I love Our Future, but I was a big Eminem fan. And I was like, it takes 8 dudes to do what one Eminem is doing, then these guys aren't as good. And I wrote them off, you know? And so, like, but nowadays I love them. So it's just one of those weird kind of things, man. Um, yeah, dude. Yeah. So there's a lot of people. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of revisionist history in hip hop where it's like people in high school and in college didn't like a certain artist, right? And now that certain artist is like mad, mad big. Um, can you give advice on how to get 1K? Yes, I will in a second. But yeah, there's a lot of people that just like, they'll dislike an artist when like they're young, and then that artist is huge, mad big, and then they'll play like they always fucked with him. And a lot of people did that with Kanye, number one, and a lot of people did that with Odd Future. I was not one. I took my lumps. And a lot of people did that with Drake. This whole thing that like Drake's always been on top and he's always been it was not. He had to fight tooth and nail for that shit, bro. I remember being embarrassed to be a Drake fan when he first came out. It was hard. It was hard for that dude. Well, let's see. One of the young boys wants to see how to get to 1,000 subscribers. All right, man. First off, clap it up for you trying to take yourself to the next step, man. I don't know what your whole thing is, but whatever your niche is, simp vibes for me. What I do, goddamn, I'm just trying to uplift the uplift the viewer who's trying to put some work in. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with you young kids. Okay, let me show the gray in my beard right now. This is the problem with you young men out there, bro. You won't even allow yourself to be vulnerable. Second you allow yourself to be vulnerable, everybody a goddamn simp. I am a Drake lover. Fuck it. Still get bitches though. And you know what album I put on? Some sexy songs for you. Give me a hug, bitch. Give me a hug. But yeah, to the homie, if you're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, man, it's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think. It's really just constantly putting shit out, bro. Just put shit out all the time. I kind of fell off, in between. You'll see if you go through my videos. There's times where I took like a month off, 2 months off. You got to do what you got to do. But what I will say, when you're in that zone, you're in that zone. YouTube will do something to you, right? Where when you first start making videos, YouTube will only give you like 10, 15, 30 views, right? And they'll do that for like a long time. Like let's say you put like 2 videos out a week. YouTube will do that to you, like give you like 15 views for like 2, 3 months. Like really piss you off, really hurt, really like put in the knife and twist it. You know what I mean? Like, damn, no one fucks with me. God damn. They'll do that, right? But then eventually you'll have something that breaks. And it might not even be that good. I know everybody tries to act like it's this whole thing of like, yo, I had this crazy viral video. I knew that shit was gonna work. Sometimes it's gonna go up. Sometimes you think it's gonna go up and it doesn't. And honestly, most of the time it's the latter. You think it's gonna go up and it does not go up whatsoever, bro. I'm telling you. And in that, you have to keep pushing. It's the same shit that any like content creator will tell you, man. Just consistency, consistency, consistency. But don't be afraid to take a break because once you know that consistency is really the only thing that'll get you there, then you can kind of leave and not feel so bad because you're like, all right, I can come back to it. And when I come back to it, I'm really gonna hit it. If I got there one time, I'm the type of person I think like this, right? If I already got to a goal, I know I can get to that goal again. And honestly, I think that I'll get to that goal. Yeah, I'll double that goal. I'll go even farther, you know? And it took me actually trying putting shit out. It took me maybe like 3 to 4 months to get 1,000. I would say actually like trying, but I've had this channel for like years. I've had this channel for like 5, 10 years. You know what I mean? Just reposting other people's videos, not like reposting them, but like putting them in my playlist. And it was all private. Like I really only started all this shit maybe like a year ago, I would say. And it took me within that year, it took me about like 4 to 5 months, 4 to 5 months for me to hit 1,000. I got stuck at 8. Niggas wanted me gone. I got stuck at 8. They would not give me shit. But you keep going, and it's funny. It's just like anything. The more you keep doing it, and the more success that you see, the more people want to be a part of it. So, when you only have one subscriber, it's going to take a minute for you to get, above 200, 300. But once you get to 5, 6, 7, 8, and you drop like a good video and it gets like 500 views, then people are gonna really start just like dropping shit and dropping shit. And start dropping comments. They're gonna start, subscribing to your channel and everything, sharing your stuff. So it's a herd mentality with all that stuff. But I say that to say this, man, just keep pushing yourself. I promise you, keep pushing yourself. The secret to this YouTube shit is that it's not that hard. Like it's hard, but it's not that hard, if it makes sense. The hard part is the consistency and getting yourself mentally ready to put yourself in front of a camera all the time. Um, but other than that, that's really it. I mean, think about it. How much YouTube shit everybody in here watch? And how much of it is actually educational, or like teaches you something or really made you feel better after you watched it, right? And you're probably going to say about 50-50 or even 70-30, Like, yeah, this dude is like 1%. That's what I'm saying. So you got to realize that, like, if that's how you think about it, like 1%, then it's like, damn, I could be better than the 99, especially if you know what you're offering and what you want to offer. It got much easier for me when I realized I wanted to delve more into hip hop while also keeping comedy and then like bringing travel into it. You just got to find one like niche to kind of get your foot in the door, and then from then you kind of just you kind of just pry the door open, you know, with your cold dead hands. You do not stop clinging to that door, and eventually it cracks open a little bit, and you walk through. So it's not so bad. I'm at 1,200 right now, which still ain't shit. I'm hoping in a couple months I look back at 1,200 and I'm like, damn, I was young back then. That's why I'm doing this shit, man, to push myself, keep putting myself out there, bro, and to get comfortable. Being a stand-up comic, you get so comfortable with being on stage. So I'm comfortable talking and performing, which is why I can do this stream of consciousness type shit very easily. But there's a whole pageantry to stand-up comedy. Someone's calling your name. You hear another guy go up before you, so you hear his jokes. You hear how the crowd reacts to his jokes. And so you're formulating what you're going to say based off that, plus, you know, um, all your shit. Um, and that's really what it is. But like this is kind of it's similar, but it's just like you're sitting watching Naruto, which I literally was, and then it's just turn on the camera and go. So it's a different thing that's similar. So it kind of throws me off, and I'm very particular with that type of stuff. And um and someone asked me if I'm doing this for the cash or for the love of the game. I'm doing it for both. I mean, listen, we're in 2025 where you can have a job doing anything at all. And like, why not have my job be talking about the bullshit that Joe Budden and 50 Cent do while I try to travel the world and show you like cool city stuff, and you know what I mean? And introduce you to cool, New York comedians who I know, and introduce you to dope, New York rappers I know. Sorry about that burp. It's gross. But that's my thought. So it's like I already want to do that, but if I could do that and get paid, that means I can do that shit to the best of my abilities and like give you guys a good show. Because that's another thing too, man. Like, it's the stand-up comedian in me, man. I want to give the crowd a good show, and I work in editing and stuff as well too. I help another content creator, produce some of his stuff. So I write some of his jokes and put together all those situations. So it's like I know what I'm doing. So if I can get the money going, so I don't have to go to my regular ass job, and I can just focus on this, I know I can make shit that's better than 99% of these niggas. Just like the 1%er. Me and that 1%er. We're on the same wave right now. You know? Uh for real, bro. So if that dude who asked me about the 1,000K, the 1,000 subscribers is still watching, bro, just keep going. Just keep going. And one of the homies, he was asking me about hecklers and shit, man. That's right. I eagle eye shit, bro. I smoke a lot of weed, but I have a good memory. I have a good memory, man. And for real, like he was asking me about hecklers, like, do I say shit to them, or do I, do whatever, make jokes with them? It depends. It depends, man. It depends. Number one, what environment you're in, and number two, what type of person the heckler is. Those are the two biggest things: the environment and the person doing the heckling. Okay. For instance, like, or is this at a comedy club, in a city, or is this at a comedy club or some random bar where I'm doing a show on the road and I'm like 3 hours away from my house? You know what I mean? Because if it's at a comedy club, yeah, I'm probably gonna give them a little bit of shit. Try to make friends with them. I'm always a friendly guy with that type of shit, but I try to give them a little bit of shit, have a little bit of fun, right? But if it's like some random ass bar, yeah, and the heckler is screaming insults at me, yeah, you got to go in on them. Yeah, if it's a loud bar and the heckler's just going in like trying to, yeah, you gotta you gotta obliterate, but you gotta watch. You gotta watch, because if you're in some podunk town, I'm telling you, they will come see you. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be a black dude, white dude, whatever. You know, when you on the sticks like that, man, and some dude's talking shit, and you catch him with the right shit, like something that's so funny that even his girl laughs. Like we've all done it before. Somebody's going in on us, and we hit him with that nice little rebuttal, and his girl didn't expect you to have that rebuttal, and now she doing a little Japanese laugh, tee, doing that shit. Yeah, that's when he might go back to his car and go get some. So leave out the back, get your money as quickly as possible, and dip out. But truth be told, man, a lot of that shit, bro, a lot of the heckler shit, it's just you know, you get on them a little bit, you come at them a little bit, you joke with them a little bit, but you still have a little bit of fun, man. You still have a little bit of fun. I can tell you, actually, I can tell you one story. I can drop this. This is actually a fun story. Talk about a negative turning into a positive. I hope there's no kids watching this one right now. Hope there's no sort of God. Uh, I was actually doing a show at St. Mark's Comedy Club, in the East Village, and it was a late night show, man. One of those late night Saturday shows where everybody's fucked up. Just everybody's hammered, man. And especially it was the worst because as the show went on, so people don't know, like comedy shows, especially like late night shows, can go on for like ever. They're supposed to be an hour and a half, they can go on for like 2.5 hours. So I get there a little bit later. I had a bunch of shows. Now at the tail end, I closed it out, bro. I closed out a 2.5 hour late night show on St. Mark's where everybody's hammered on a Saturday night. So it's like 1:30 in the morning, bro. So I go up, and by this time, because those shows just go on as long as people want them to go on for, you know. So as the show's going on and comics are performing, people slowly like peter out. They leave, they go do something. So it started out with a group of maybe 25, 30 people. Now it's down to a group of 8. And all these women are hecklers, especially one in particular. They're all drunk and they're all directly in the front. So it's like you can't do your jokes. Uh, so I'm up there and I kind of like, everybody's just like trying to play with them and be like super nice. I went up there and just fucking snapped. I was like, bitch, who the fuck are you talking to? Shut the fuck up. Right. And what's so funny is they loved it. They loved it. They just started fucking like cracking up. And then I got to go into my jokes, which is funny because that's something that happens with hecklers sometimes. Sometimes you snap with hecklers and like not just the crowd, but the actual heckler starts liking that you're doing it. Because a lot of times they just want attention, bro. They just want attention. There's nothing to do with like not liking your act. They just want attention and they're bored. You know what I mean? Uh, so I go in, I'm like, you dumb bitch. Because they're all like a bunch of nurses, right? And if you know about nurses, they like to drink. They like to party, especially the young ones and everything. So it's like 8 of them in their whole like little party. They came up from Florida or something for the weekend. Yeah, nurses, dog. The story gets better. So going in on them, they all start laughing. Then we're having a good time. I was up there for a solid 20 minutes. And let me tell you, bro, like being able to do a 20-minute set at the end of a 2.5 hour show where there's been one group of people heckling all night, and turning it around and getting them to all love it, like that's almost like that's a Jordan flu game, bro. That's a Jordan flu game, my friend. You know? So talking about nurses, the show ends. They're so impressed by all of it. They end up hanging out with me and a couple of the comics, right? They want to hang out. They want to chill with a couple of the comedians. So it's like, all right, we go bar hopping a little bit. We end up at this comedy club called, fuck, I'll say it. We ended up at the Grizzly Pear, all right? Grizzly Pear is right down the road from the Comedy Cellar. I say these names because I just don't give a fuck. I'm on the internet now, okay? I ain't trying to get booked out here. I am, but still keep booking me. But I'm at the Pear, and like I said, there was one woman who was the loudest, right? And while we were walking to the Grizzly Pear, I did notice she kind of like was flirting with me and everything. So we start getting a little close, all that, touching up on each other and shit. We get to the Grizzly Pear, bro, sitting at the bar, and I noticed it's like me and like 3 other comedians, bro. Me and the 2 other comics are all like paired up with the girls. It's like, what the fuck? How did this happen? How did this happen? I thought this was gonna be the most miserable night of my life, and I might get sucked off right now. So, I might get some, you know what I mean? It's I guess it's true what they say, when God closes a door, he opens up a mouth, so it's good times, good times. And so we're chilling at Grizzly Pear, you know, and obviously we just start hanging out, we're making out. Uh I say that, dog. I say that. Good times, baby. And we're making out, we're having a good time, bro. And I swear to God, and this is a Saturday night, bro, packed. So the whole bar is full of people, bro. And she fucking grabs me while we're making it. She grabs me and she just goes, she grabs me mad hard, right? She just goes, fuck me in the bathroom. It's real. She said it in like that. She said like not like she didn't sound like a Christian Bale Batman, but she said it in a feminine voice, but it was very like, I'm ready, you know? And I swear to God, we were going to, but literally the line was like, it's a Saturday night at a club, so it's like the line for the bathroom was almost like out the door, so we couldn't. And then like I lived in Brooklyn at the time. They were like Southerners in Manhattan. They're not trying to go out to Brooklyn unless it's like Williamsburg. And I lived in Flatbush. I'm trying to convince her to go to Flatbush. I'm like, hey, me, you, the Jews, the Jamaicans, let's have some fun. Like, who cares? We'll take a $40 cab. I'll pay for the whole thing. I don't give a shit. And she just wasn't feeling it. But it was a great time. I think that probably is one of my greatest heckler stories. Greatest heckler stories, man. I should have gone. I should have gone to the McDonald's bathroom. Back when the McDonald's on McDougal was still open. It's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame, bro. Ever since then, I've made like a pact with myself where I'm like, yo, if I ever get the chance, just fuck her in the bathroom. I've never done it, but I'm like, it's rare that ever happens. And I'm getting older now. So I think that's bathroom sex is like decreasing, with age. But I'm like, that's something to like check off the bucket list, you know? Um, Somebody asked me how much I get for a set. How much I get for a set is it's all over the place. It depends, man. Yeah, Westworth will never be the same without that spot, bro. Westworth, Westworth McDonald's, man, was different. Westworth McDonald's at 1:30 in the morning, bro. Where you have like a bunch of drunk college kids, you have a bunch of, you know, uh, lesbian stud chicks on one end, mean mugging every dude who walks in with a bad bitch, bro. You know what I mean? Then you have like a bunch of hood niggas who were walking around whispering cocaine, cocaine, weed, cocaine. They all meet up in there. It was a different time. It was a different time. It felt like the cafeteria in the worst high school ever. Like it's just like what the fuck. But hey, it worked, man. It worked. Um, as far as how much do I get for a set, it depends. It depends on the weekend, whether it's weekday, weekend, what club you're working for, how much clout you have. Like obviously, someone who's like Chris Rock or Shane Gillis gets paid a billion times more than I do. Um, but someone on my level, let's say they're doing a weekday show at a comedy club, they're probably making around like $50, I would say, for a set. Um, and if you're doing like, and sometimes they'll have you do 2, 3 sets in a night. So you make 150. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's why people are, being a club comic is so coveted because it's like they'll pay between like 25 to $50 for a weekday set. And it's like you get three of those a day, for 6 days. It's like, all right, I don't need a regular job. Uh, you know, so it's tough, but it's weird, man. It's weird. Comedy is weird because we don't have a union, and we'll never have a union because we don't give a fuck about each other. Comedy is almost as vindictive as hip hop is, and that's why I love talking about both of them because I see so much of a connection. It's just a bunch of like miserable, vindictive, angry people, you know, and they all want to be the best. They all want to be the best. And the person who's the most talented rarely ever gets the most shine, and it's just, I don't know. They're both incredible to me, you know. It's so fucking funny. Oh man, I can't believe I've been up for almost an hour now. Shout out to all 9 of you out here. Good looks on that, boy. I've been flowing. You guys are asking some fucking dope questions. If you got any more, let them rip. Let them rip, man. Because the whole 50 Cent Joe Budden shit, man, just cracks me up. I can't wait to see what ends up happening with those two. Because you know 50's gonna just start going in on him. You know 50's gonna. He already started. He already brought up the whole Joe Budden ending up naked in his hallway shit. He already brought up the nude hallway situation. And we know that's why I'm like, not for nothing. It's like Joe Budden, when he was talking about the 50 Cent shit, saying 50 Cent needs therapy for the whole Irv Gotti, kind of dancing on Irv Gotti's grave and shit. It's like Joe Budden's totally right, but it's like, right message, wrong messenger. Of all people, Joe Budden is not the type of guy to be telling anyone at all, how to be well adjusted and how to do the right thing. Not when you end up butt naked in front of your next door neighbor's, door. Not when you do certain transgressions with dogs. Not when you do this and do that. There's so many things that 50 could like. That's the thing. 50 has put people to rest for like who have way less in their closet. Like Joe Budden has so much in his closet, you know. But then that's the one thing. It's like, Joe Budden, he's almost like one of those guys. He's like the human version of like Ditto. You remember Ditto from Pokemon? You know, like Ditto. If you ever played Pokemon, Ditto was just this weird purple blob. Well, hey, you ask certain circles about Joe Budden, and they might mix those two names up. They might mix them up with Diddy. I mean, there is that photo. There is that photo of him with Puff on the front lawn in all white, and they are having a ball. God damn, I'd never seen Joe Budden smile so hard in my entire life than when he was hanging out with Puff. This nigga, he's a, Joe Budden is a professional nasty nigga. He's a card carrying member of the nasty nigga brigade. Like, that's just what he is. That is how he does. I don't even know. Like that, it would. Oh my god, it would not shock me. Once the trial with Diddy starts, it would not shock me. I think I see. Hey, one can only hope. You know what I mean? I hope. I hope one day I am actually successful enough that people think they saw me at Epstein's house. Like I don't want to be there. I'll never be there. And it happened way before my time. But I do want to reach that level of clout where people start revising history in their mind. And they're like, yeah, Stephen Hawking, Joe Budden, Phil was there. Crazy, you know? Last time you were at a show, the guy on stage shit his pants. Were you at a show at Diddy's house? Because that seems like something you'd be into. I mean, a comedy show, that'd be a little rough. That's more than a heckler, I would say, buddy. If you were asking me how to deal with hecklers, you were asking me how to deal with normal shit, not how to deal with a weird kid shitting his pants in the middle of a comedy show. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I think I'd. Okay. I was like, what type of. I was, he's talking about defecation at parties. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I didn't know Ashton Kutcher was watching this live stream. Who knew? All over Jesus, bro. What club do you go to? I'll say this: I've never performed at a club where somebody shit their pants. Um, I know. Imagine. Yeah, that's a good question for the dude who just brought that up. Did the comedian shit their pants, or did the audience member shit their pants? I have a feeling it was the audience member. There's just no way. There's no way it was the comedian. Because number one, too, when you do stand up, and a lot of comedians will attest to this, it's almost like when you play a sport. Your body goes into the comedian. Okay, then he's not a comedian. He's no longer a comedian. He's no longer a comedian. He had to change his name. He was the guy. Like, that's crazy. That's fucking shit. That's nuts. No, yeah, there's no way I would quit comedy. I've been through a lot and I wanted to quit comedy for a lot less. Okay, shitting my pants would definitely be one thing. I'd be like, yeah, I can't do that anymore. Not gonna do it. Thank good. Yeah, I think you need more than Febreze. I think you need a mop and a whole lot of Lysol for that one. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's gone. He quit. He jumped off a fucking bridge after that one. Jumped off the 59th Street Bridge. That's the only way you can do it. That's the only way you can do it. That is a hell of a closer. Shitting your pants. Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing that? Like you're trying to tell some joke about why your girlfriend broke up with you, and then you just take a complete dump on yourself. You know, and it's like, oh, okay, I realize why she left you. I realize why you're gone. Yeah, crazy. Also, guys, breaking news: ASAP Rocky just got found not guilty for his assault charge. Fucking crazy. Hold on, my fucking cat is being an asshole. Yeah, ASAP Rocky not guilty. How fucking crazy is that? I didn't know too much about the story. I kind of had a feeling it was bullshit. It seemed like his boy just kind of wanted money. Um, but it's crazy to see the ASAP mob go against each other, especially in court. It's like, bro, just sometimes you ever see in hip hop where you're just like, he's the best cat in the world, but yeah, he's a little fucking asshole. I love him though. He's great. He's great. He's he's the shit. I was never a pet person. Well, I was a dog person. I was never a cat person, but I will say he's grown on me. This fucking guy. You know, anybody who's not a pet person, I tell them go get a cat. These guys are the shit. This dude has fucking saved me a bunch of times. Plus, the ladies love him. Yeah, but yeah, ASAP, bro. ASAP. It's like you ever see like rap crews fight, and you're like, bro, why are you on the internet? Just like do it old school. Like just get two pairs of boxing gloves, go in the backyard and fight, and then just have it be over. you know, Am I the only one who was like raised like that? Like back in the day when we were in like middle school and even high school, if kids wanted to fight, it wasn't all the time, but if kids wanted to fight, you usually knew somebody with boxing gloves. You guys get some boxing gloves. Maybe you get the headgear. A lot of times you wouldn't get the headgear. You tell your parents maybe you got the headgear, but nah. And then you fought it out. And a lot of times, bro, you had respect for people after. Um, yeah, man. Like I feel like everybody's so soft these days. It's not even just the kids. It's like everybody existing within this time is like so soft and just so like bothered by everything and so upset about everything. And the world's a dumpster fire, don't get me wrong, but you know, at least the people you fuck with, you have to be nice to. You know what I mean? If you don't have them, who else do you have? You know. So shout out to ASAP for getting the not guilty verdict, man. Shout out to him, man. That dude, he's a winner. I'll say, I'll say it. As far as rap, it's like whatever. I've never really liked his hip hop or nothing like that. Plus, I don't really like. Um, yeah, exactly. They would definitely rather pop off. They'd rather brrrr than have hands, which to me is just the softest thing in the world. I don't know, like maybe it's just me. I've always felt like that. I'm like um, the fact that like someone is way more willing to, you know, go to the car and come back, you know, is like, oh, rather than just like throwing up some hands and just seeing what happens, bro. It's like it is like that Friday shit where it's like you live to see another day, but it's not even that deep. It's just like, bro, because once you get it out, you realize none of it was that serious. None of it was that serious, man. There's very few things that are serious enough for you to be taking things to the next level. The end of the line. No one needs to do that. You know, come on, Craig. Exactly. With these. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, look at that. I got polite watches. Somebody was like, "Hey, it's midnight, so I got to go to bed." I know that must be the nigga I work with. He was like, "Yeah, we got work tomorrow. I'm still here, bitch. I'm gonna have to get off in just a second. I told myself I was only gonna do an hour. But you guys have been so cool that I wouldn't mind staying on here a little bit longer. Any more stand up questions? I'll definitely answer some stand up questions. We can definitely do that. Mm. And if anybody has any like hip hop opinion questions, I did want to talk about things. Look how much this is like. You were also talking about how to get to 1,000 subscribers. This type of stuff is how you do it, man. Preparation makes things so much easier, bro. You have all these, I have 10, 15 different topics on here that I was going to go through for the live stream, and I literally only got through the title topic. I haven't talked about any of these things at all, and but that's why you got to have the preparation so that you don't feel like worried and you're not grasping for other shit. Um, so yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, nah, you know what? I got some more stuff in there. I'm gonna let some of this shit cook, man. I'm gonna let some of this shit cook, bro. Worst set, worst set I've ever had. Wow. We out to the Bronx to get some hot potato. Worst set I've ever had was actually that was I've had a couple I was gonna say I've had a lot. I haven't had like a bunch, but I've had a couple bad sets, man. That was like real grimy. I had one that was terrible is when I went back home to New Jersey. I'm from Jersey, live in New York City. One of my boys put on a show. I get there and like quick thing, no one if you know, you know, shout out. Uh but here's the thing is like no one in my town really like knew that I do comedy. Like they knew, but they didn't like keep up with it. So this is the first time I'm booked in my hometown. So it's kind of a big deal to me, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little nervous. I started like drinking, I smoked before, like before I even get on the train. So I get there. By the time I get there, I'm lit. I'm lit, bro. And like my aunt's there. We got a couple like family members that are there. We got my boy's family is there, like a lot of his family is there. A bunch of family that I've never even met. You know what I mean? Never even heard of. Plus an entire full crowd. This is about like 80 people, and like 60 people. And I walk in, and these 60 people are dead silent, like nigga, dead silent, and not like, hey, we're hanging on to every word. They're like silent, like I'm gonna kill somebody. Like this is the worst moment of our lives. Why are we still here silent? And you can feel it in the room. And this lady, she's up, she's bombing, eating shit, eating shit, eating shit. And there's another guy who goes up, eat shit, eat shit, eat shit. And then me, I go on stage, with my hot New York City swag, thinking I can tell these hot New York City jokes about polyamory and, you know, uh, smoking Newports on the train and, just wild behavior. And of course, none of them could relate to it because they weren't a, New York City degenerate in their mid to late 20s. They're all a bunch of people who have children and lives and shit. And they're looking at me like this guy who we knew is crazy. And there was one dude who was just fucking staring at me, and I'm going back with him talking about hecklers. He was heckling me, and like I fucking like kind of come back at him, blah 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 blah, joke on him a little bit, and he goes like, tell a joke, was fucking with me, fucking cat. He's like, oh, tell a joke, and so I'm in the middle of telling a joke, and I swear to God, I don't know what happened, but my mind went blank. My entire mind just went blank. I was halfway through the joke and forgot the entire joke. And it was like a simple setup punchline joke. And so now I'm like caught there and I don't have a punchline for guy. So like I made up one and it was dog shit. You can see the crowd was like hyped, waiting for something to happen, and it never happened. And they're just like, "Arr." And then and then yeah, the dude was just awful throughout the rest of the night. I was the last comic on the show, so I was the headliner. The headliner ate shit. And then I had to watch a, a good amount of the people I went to high school with feel like they were better than me, and that was terrible. And then we went over to their house for like a game night or something like that, and I just felt like it was terrible. It was terrible. It was like, damn, like, wow, these guys are like full on adults because they all had kids. So it's like, damn, they're all full on adults and they're like doing this adult shit with their children and with their other married friends. And what am I doing? Being a comedian, failing? This is awful. And yeah, by far, it's not like a sensational, crazy story. It's just like the worst moment I've ever had in my comedy life. That was fucking awful. Best set I ever had in my comedy life was I did a show for NYU. I did a college gig at a local bar called Solas near St. Mark's. That's my lucky charm area, actually. I do really well in the East Village. And Alec Baldwin was there. If you know Alec Baldwin from 30 Rock, he's the guy who recently did that Western movie and he accidentally, you know, unalived that prop manager or whatever. The lady who was handling that gun, he unalived her by accident. But before that, he was a pretty popular guy. Let's just say that. And I did my set in front of him, and like I introduced myself to him. I was like, "I love you from 30 Rock," whatever. Did my set in front of him, murdered, killed it, killed it, killed it. And I step outside to like call my mom, actually to like borrow money from her because I was like 21 and I had nothing. And I come back into the bar, and literally everybody's like, "Where the fuck were you, bro? Where the fuck were you? What's happening? Like, what are you doing, man?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Alec Baldwin's been looking for you for like the last 20 minutes, man. He's been asking everybody where you are." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Went upstairs, met him, talked to him and everything. Great guy. And then he was just like, "Yeah, man, like fucking I loved your shit. I think you're like a really fantastic comic. I'd love to have you on as a writer for one of my shows. I'm not acting right now, but I'm looking for writers and I'm trying to produce and here's my number. Here's my personal number and well, here's my assistant's number and here's my office number." And he gave me both of those. I took him, and this is back when I had nothing. I had no headshots, no nothing at all. So I scrambled to get those. Then I called him, and it went nowhere. And I'm still a guy with two roommates who lives in a living room. So life gives you ups and downs. Yeah, you blink, you just might miss it. I don't know what to tell you. But I say that to say this, man. Follow your dreams because listen. Alec Baldwin didn't talk to me, but now I'm a guy with 1,200 subscribers. So life is good. I'm doing these live streams, for an hour every day. That's good. I'm connecting with people, and honestly, I'm pretty close to monetization. So I'm gonna be making money soon, and I also got like a real job. So like, it's life's good. I love myself. I love the people that watch me. You guys are the shit. And you know what? I'm actually gonna tune off right now because it is getting a little late, and I got work tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Let's see if I can turn this off. Did it?